What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the newest episode of the Bevarse Batch. Before we begin, all of us would like to say a big thank you to everyone who checked out our Gami review. You guys showed a lot of support, a lot of comments, whether it's through Reddit or through YouTube comments or through Spotify. We appreciate the support. And, just an introduction for our new viewers. It's me and Sai, Abhinav, who's not on right now, and Ankit's basically in every episode, but we discuss, like movie reviews, other stuff, other topics. We've done a wide array of things. Anything you guys want to do, we are going to open up social media account and I'll put it in the description of all of our platforms so you can follow and shoot out content. But for today's topic, we are going to be reviewing the most rod or shit Telugu movies of 2023 in a list format with some honorable mentions that we think like average movies on the Baledu, but you can't call them like a full-on bad. Am I right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, yeah. We can start with like honorable mentions if we have any, and then get onto our list.
Yeah, honorable mention. So these are movies averaged below average. I had three. Um, Kushi, Dasara, and Custody. So I know you liked Custody, and I know Ankit liked Dasara. Uh, but dude, like, yeah, I can't say Buddha Cinema, like all three are not bad movies, but I thought all three were super stupid. Like Kushi, for example, right? I thought Video was gonna make a comeback, especially with that pairing, Samantha. Like people were excited, but they made like such a rotta movie with the most like convoluted second half. And this Begum bullshit, and she's not even Muslim. You find out that twist is just like so dumb, you know. Dasara first half sets it up to be like a Rangastam type movie, and then second half hero is like marrying Kirti Suresh, and the villain is like sniffing her saris, saying lust is greater than love. Some అంటే ఇలాంటి dialogues ఎవరు రాస్తారో నాకు తెలియదు, but got some rod stuff like that. And then Custody, it's Naga Chaitanya. What else do you expect? There's no like excitement. The movie just ends abruptly. Like the director comes in a serious scene and then he goes, shot okay. The movie just ends. So all three are huge fucking disappointments for me. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Custody, I ended up liking it just
yeah,
because I thought in recent times it was probably Chaitanya's best, but yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It didn't
yeah.
make my list or my honorable mentions because I overall liked it, but for what it was. But yeah, so I also have three honorable mentions. They might be a little divisive, but I'll start off with the less divisive one. It's Das Ka Damki, Vishwak Sen's Das Ka Damki. I didn't think it was a complete rod to make my list, but it was pretty bad. Like overall, it wasn't a good movie. These other two, well, first one I would say is Bro, which is what PK and who's the Sidearmed Age. So PK and Sidearmed Age. It's not a full-on rod in my opinion, but it also is not a good movie at all by any means a standard of a movie. Um, yeah, so Bro is on there, and then this last one I put Solar here too. So I didn't overall like it. I mean, you guys can go back and check out our Solar review to like see our analysis of it, but I thought it was a very lazily done film with a lot of stuff thrown at you. Whole movie was a trailer for the second part. Yeah, so it didn't make my list just because of like the grandeur and I guess that opening day experience that we had when we went. But other than that, that's the only reason why it didn't make my list of top 10. But yeah, those are my three.
Yeah, I think mine is like a mix of both of you guys's. I actually only had one movie in mind before I don't know if anybody's really watched this movie, but it's Michael by Sandeep Kishan. And
I haven't
I
seen
thought it was a like very lazy KGF 2 type of rip-off type of movie. I thought it was done pretty badly. But I didn't think it was done like in such a terrible way that it deserved to be on the top five. But I agree with you guys' opinions on Solar, on Bro, on I know Akil said Cushy, and then you said something else after. I like Dusra, but what was the third one you said?
Oscar Dumpy.
That no. Akil said
Oh,
something.
what Akil said.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
Custody.
even know. I think
Custody.
Kushi, Dasara, and Custody. I don't think you like
Yeah, yeah,
Custody. We watched
custody.
together.
Yeah, I agree with the take on custody as well. But yeah, my personal pick for honorable mention would be Michael, West in the Kitchen.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that movie until like I don't even know who watched it,
I
but
haven't even
like
seen it.
it's yeah. I mean, Varun Sandesh is in there. Like he does his 5 rupees acting and then just just dies in the movie.
Dude, I
It's
don't know
not
how
worth it.
Sunday Christian like survives, honestly. I mean, I saw his most recent one.
Nepo, right?
I don't think he's Nepo,
Yeah,
is
he
he?
is.
Does he have like a producer father or
I
something?
think his dad's a
Yeah,
producer or a director, something
has
along
to.
those
Like look at
lines.
the
That makes
shit he makes.
sense. Dude, because I saw his recent movie, the Urupera Bairokwana. Oh my God, dude. That's not good.
What
So
else
I don't
did you
know
expect
how,
from the
dude, I
makers
don't
of
know how he
Disinformation?
survived. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, let's jump into our list. I have 10 on my list. So if we want, like, who has the highest number? I have 10. So what do you got? How many do you guys have?
dude, luckily I haven't seen movies this year like fucking Shakuntalam, like Adipurj, Agent, Gandhivari. So I only have 8 on my list. Luckily, I didn't spend money on those Kala condoms. I spent money on another one, which I'm sure is in your list too, but I only have 8. And Ankit, you said you had 5.
I have five, yeah.
Okay,
We
so
have
you
five.
can
Okay.
just do your bottom
I'll
two
do
first.
I'll do my bottom two and then we'll go us two will go till five. Okay.
So 10th
Um
meaning the most bearable,
and
until the best of the
yeah,
rods.
the best of my bunch. Yeah. So but honestly, like I think all these are rods, but it's just the
Yeah.
10th is like the shortest rod, and then the first one is the biggest rod.
Yeah.
All right, so number 10, I have Dasara. Dude, I mean, the reason why this is a rod is because I had such high expectations, and the movie, like we talked about, is a complete fucking failure. The first half for me, it was passable. It was okay, yeah, Nani's doing great. They established a friendship, everything. But the second half is just complete shit. I don't think there's anything salvageable in the second half at all. It's just really, really lazily put together, random scenes edited together. That's what it felt like. So yeah, number 10 is Dasara. And number 9 for me is Amigos. I mean, what is there to say about Amigos? That movie is a complete shit show. It's you can say Kalyan Ram's like Nataviswarupam with the full role. Yeah, dude, Amigos is bad. Although like he did rebound in my opinion with Devil later in 2023, it's still not a great movie, but so much better than Amigos. I mean, like you can actually watch it and it's bearable. I mean, there is the commercial angle in Devil also, which is terrible, but overall the story is at least more interesting. With Amigos, oh my God, I couldn't handle that overacting that Kalyan does.
You didn't
Dude,
think
that
Michael was
movie.
good?
I didn't watch Michael.
No, no, no. I think his character's name was Michael. One of the
Oh, the
three.
old character, the old one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
He, dude, there's some dumb shit and he's like, "Come on, friends," like, and then, uh, well, he's allergic to like Benagaya.
Yeah, dude, it's
Allergic to like,
bad.
yeah, like his mom is about to give him Benagaya curry, and everyone in the house starts overacting like, "What?" That's on
And
my
one of them
list,
is
but
like a coward.
Yeah,
That's the worst one I feel. Like that
the
one and
IT software
Michael.
developer,
Yeah.
yeah,
fuck yeah, Amigos, man. I mean, Kalyan Ram after career high, Bibisara drops that
I
nice
know.
steaming rod. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
my three,
I'll do
my
my
begin with that.
I'll do my eighth then.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me find my list. Eighth is wow. Okay. I put Kushi as an honorable mention and a list. So I'm gonna put Kushi to put something in there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. Kushi, I already told you guys. I mean, entire movie is about two different families. And the Yenisali story Jusam, like the two different ideals. And I thought Vijay and Samantha, that whole Kashmir track was so stupid because she was lying the whole time. And it was just like a darling type where the first half is a full lie. But at least darling's second half is a good payoff. But there was no need. I would have just rather seen like a non-Begum story, non-confusion without Vijay Deverakonda kidnapping kids and shit like that. Second half is just like pure rutta. Like I thought it was so boring, so terrible. Only good part about the movie are the songs, and I thought the climax was good, but like it just didn't work out. Like Vijay's acting was really bad. I don't know what happened to him. I don't think Vijay's a great actor. I think he's okay, but in this movie you can really tell like Torikpotar and Samantha like also doesn't put up a great performance either. So just really bad acting. Yeah.
The thing is, I think with Vijay, it's he has a very limited scope of what he can do. Like he can either do the aggressive romantic like Arjun Reddy, or like the lover soft boy like in Geeta Govindam. But this one and in Kushi, it required him to be more charming and more comedic and like lighthearted. And I don't think he can pull that off. I mean that yeah, he was really cringy in that. I mean, the dialogues are also really bad, but the way he like usually as an actor, like you have to kind of take what you're given and try to elevate it. But I think he like deflated it even more, like with what was so
Yeah.
yeah. I think he that whole first half depends on him being charming, and I think he just ruins it.
Yeah. Full on wrote the movie. And then for my eighth place, sorry, seventh place, I have Extraordinary Man.
Wait, let me do.
Um,
Oh yeah,
oh, did you not? But you did your two,
I,
right? So I was gonna do
I
my two.
did 10 and
Oh,
8. I did 10th and ninth. So if you
okay,
do,
okay. Sorry, sorry.
let me do 8, and then we'll go to 7. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
come
Okay,
to
okay.
talk. Okay, so my eighth was I saw it on OTT when it came out. Um,
Wait,
the
what did
thing,
you say? I think the internet cut out for a little bit.
Varun Tej's movie, Gandhi Vadari Arjun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's my number 8. Yeah, I was very bored at one day and I put it on to see what this was about because I heard some talk that like it was decent and it wasn't a complete rod, but no, it's a complete rod. It's such a huge John Wick ripoff. I mean, everything down to like the car this guy drives and like all the fights try to like emulate with John Wick. It's a very, very bad ripoff. This director tried doing that with Ghost with Nagarjuna as well. Complete ripoff was terrible again. Uh, so and the whole concept of the movie also, eventually it's just like a preachy movie, like towards the end. Like Nazar is just giving lectures to everybody by the end of it, about like waste and garbage and everything. And yeah, it's not a good movie. It's very choppy and it thinks it's cooler than it is. That's the biggest flaw of the movie. Like the director really thought he was trying to do something, but the output was just not there. So yeah, that's my number 8.
Ghost was utter trash. Darindra Masalu. Like even in the teaser, they
Yeah.
showed him with that katana, right? That katana rod.
Dude, I think this one might be a little bit better than Ghost. Like a little bit higher than Ghost. That's it. Not much better.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost is like a god tier rod. I mean, Nagarjuna has some movies that are not made for mortals, humans to watch, like Officer, like this type of shit. Like he makes
Samiranga.
a lot of rods.
Manmaduru
Not Sami
2,
Ranga.
like
Yeah, one mother two. Luckily, both of those didn't come out this year. They'd be top of the top. Fuck
Oh yeah.
Nasami Ranga. But anyways, so I did Nas Extraordinary Man. Um,
That's your number
so
7.
that's my number seven. I mean, it's a bad
Oh
movie.
wait. That's also my
There was moments where I was like, okay, this is actually kind of funny. Because Extraordinary Man is kind of like a spoof satire. Except they take themselves seriously at some point in the movie, and I was like, wow, like, dude, you're forgetting your genre. It's like a Surigaru type movie, and I think it actually made me laugh quite a few times. There's so many people that overact in it, like Sampath, holy shit, Rao Ramesh,
our Ramesh, dude.
oh my
Oh
god,
my
unbearable. But there's scenes like where Nitin does the whoa from Kantara, like it had me dying, or the second half where the narrow stuff, like I just thought was so funny. So there's potential in that movie, and it entertained me. But yeah, I mean it's still a rod, so it's seventh place. It's a nice decorated rod. Like yeah, I had fun
I
watching
mean,
it.
I wouldn't we saw it together. But I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I had fun watching it. There were some comedy moments in it where we like, had a chuckle, but dude, that scene where like they have like the Sri Leela dance number. Oh my God. I think it
Oh
comes like
yeah.
half an hour into the movie and we were looking at each other like, all right, we should probably just leave. But we had nothing better to do, so we stayed. Dude, that movie sucks, man. I don't think it's good at all. It's definitely a rod, and I wasn't entertained by the end of it. Like the whole second half, you would think it should be a satire, like it should be comedy that, oh, this is the story that we're going with. But then it suddenly starts taking itself too seriously and becomes a routine like commercial movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's stupid. And there's some dumb ass scenes in there. But
Yeah,
regardless, I think it's at least funny at times. That's why I put it there. But anyways, my number six is the highest packagee of the decade. The ethical hacking winner that went to Stanford or Harvard, whatever the fuck it is, Skanda.
Stanford. You went to Stanford.
Stanford.
Stanford. Because
Yeah.
me and Ankit watched this movie and I thought it was just like it's Boya has these amazing genre of movies where they're such raws, but you watch it with your friends and you roast it, right? It's like a meme fest. Like I know people in India they do sittings and they just put on like Vinay Vidyarama or like Dumbo or that movie. So I thought it was funny as fuck, especially when the Moroccan Ram shows up. In the end, he's like Amulu, and I was like, hey, Andra, like, what is this mind block twist? It's like bigger than the Gami twist. And I was just like, this movie is so stupid. It's terrible from start to finish. But I was entertained in parts because of how dumb it is. It's like it's nowhere near as bad as like Akanda or Vinaya with Rama in my opinion, but it's still a rock. So yeah, and Rapo and Amastro is always fun, but still such a shit movie. It's just I was just dying watching some scenes in that movie, bro.
Yeah, I have that on my list, but I guess we can talk about it. I can talk about it now because it's pretty close to where you have it. Yeah, dude, Scum does bad. But the only thing I'll give it is because of the meme content. Dude, so many Insta reels using that template of Srikant being like, Stanford University,
Yeah.
California low, and like that whole dialogue, so many good memes came out of that. So just for that reason, it's like, all right, fine. Like boy buddy, you made a shit movie, but at least we had a good laugh about it, right? Yeah, it's a pretty shitty movie. I have it up a little bit higher on my list, but yeah, since we already talked about it, I'll just like skip over it when we get to it. But my number six is it's a double dhamaka. I couldn't split these up because both of them, in my opinion, are odds. They came out at the same time. It's Veerasimha Reddy and Walter. I didn't like either of them. I thought both of them were extremely rods. In fact, maybe VSR's like length of the rod is a little bit bigger than Walter's, but uh like Walter had a little bit of comedy scenes which like were like here and there that worked, but at the end of the day, it's just a Rakta commercial movie that basically is like J Chiranjeeva, just Chiranjeevi trying to go get revenge, right? That's all it is. VSR, no words. I mean, dude, Balia just makes the same movie over and over again, and somehow it makes money. That's why he keeps doing it. Um, yeah. So these two are tied for the number six spot.
I would actually, so I didn't put it in my list, but if there was like for my sixth spot, I would put Extraordinary Man on there.
Wow, it's not even in your top five.
No, I just I overlooked when I was making my list, I overlooked that one. I like
No, you
forgot
can't.
like Extraordinary Man was one of those movies that I watched, and the same day that I watched it, I forgot that I watched it. Like that's how like its effect on my mind was.
Honestly, if
You
you ask me like what the story was, I can't even tell you. I can pick apart certain scenes I remember, like that Street Level dance scene, but I don't even know the whole through line of what happens in that movie.
you can't spell extraordinary man without Rod in the title. So, but
Yeah.
That is
I
true.
liked Walter. I think I've said it before too. Like I loved
A
watching
lot of
Chiranjeevi.
people did,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And it was like a self-aware role. He made a lot of jokes on himself, like his age. And I thought him and Ravi Teja had great chemistry. It was just like a fun commercial throwback to 2000s movie. So I liked it. I think it was a good movie. It was probably the most fun I've had seeing Chiranjeevi in a movie since his comeback. Just because he played himself and it was just funny. But the Shruti Hassan shit was disgusting. Songs were disgusting. But I thought like it was fun. I liked it, and then there's some good emotional content in there too. But I get it, it's not for everyone. But he's made worse movies, honestly.
We'll get to one. We'll get to one that he's
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wait, did he? Oh, that's not even okay. Yeah, I actually didn't even put that on my list.
I
Wow,
didn't
you
watch it.
didn't watch
Dude,
it? Oh, you guys are
I thought it was middle of the road. I think people are overacting.
wow.
Acharya is way worse in my opinion
Yeah,
because
okay.
Acharya is boring.
In some ways, yeah. In some ways, yeah.
Yeah, but anyways,
We're on number
Ankit, you
five
want to?
now.
Yeah, yeah,
You
Ankit,
can
you want to start with your fifth, and then I'll
Yeah,
go. Sai will
so
go.
my fifth pick was actually Veera Simha Reddy. I put it on the lowest one. I mean, it's a Balakrishna movie. Other than what did he make? It was the one recently. I forgot the name.
Bhagwan Kesari.
Yeah, Bogan Kesari, like I think that was
Like
like a good movie, or at least a passable movie by Balakrishna. Like anything that he's made prior to that, we can all just put it in the bottom of the year's list for every single year.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch movies like Ruler, fucking that's by far the worst one. But fifth place for me is, oh my God, dude, I forgot I even had this stupid movie on my list. Ramabanam.
I,
Um,
I saw that
yeah,
one too.
yeah, dude, such a outdated movie, man. Like, such a stupid like movie. Gopi Chand plays the same macho man action star role he's been playing for however long, and everyone overacts such a basic plot and some of the worst love track I've seen. Dimple, like, like
He was
such
just
a
there for the songs,
yeah, so
essentially.
many double meaning dialogues in this movie was like agriculture porn yet again. Like, how many times will they keep pushing this right bidda, like shit on us? And such a bad movie, zero effort put into it, and literally ship that shit back to 2000s and it would still be a flop. So, I don't think Gopi Chand is experimenting anytime soon and leaves us with shit like this.
He has Bima. I
Yeah, that
I
looks
don't know if
just
I
as
was
bad.
there enough to watch that, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I saw Rambanam also, but I honestly like I thought it was like yeah, middle of the road kind of a film. Like I didn't think it was like a complete rod, but it also is a very very bad movie. And I saw it at obviously we all saw it at home, but yeah, I didn't think it was like enough to make it onto my like rod list, but it is I acknowledge it's a bad movie. It's one of those movies that plays into like my guilty pleasure. Where it's like you throw on a Skanda or you throw on a fucking whatever, like shitty movie to just have it in the background. It's like one of those movies.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it because watching a Gopi Chand movie post 2010s is kind of a you problem, like a decision to be making. So
Hey, don't diss him. I have a picture with him. Remember I showed you guys?
the
Oh yeah.
that's the peak of your life. This is
Uh,
Gopi Chand
In that
income.
case, you have a fucking picture with Roshan too. You want me to respect Roshan Baker? Like,
I have a picture with Srikanth, Roshan, and Gopi
yeah,
Chand.
yeah, all flop actors. Good stuff. Good shit. Okay, hero కూడా దొరకలేదు. Uh, is it okay? Is it your turn, Sai?
My turn,
Fifth?
number five. Yeah, yeah. So my number five is Ravanasura. Ravi Teja's Ravanasura. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, dude, Ravi Teja just I think he's on a mission for the past like 5 years to like invent the highest size rod. He might have done so with Eagle with recently, but Ravanasura was like pretty fucking bad, dude. I hate the fucking concept of yeah, the hero's doing this for a greater good, for the village or like for the people or for the fucking his family or something. Like they show him as like a quote unquote villain, and then at the end of the movie they suddenly just put a twist in there saying like, oh no, it's all for the good. Dude, the heroine scenes, I mean, are just atrocious, unneeded. Like this dude has a sex scene with Anu Manuel for absolutely no reason.
That shit was nasty, bro.
It just comes out of nowhere.
What are
It's
you
like
I
talking
don't
about? That
really
know
was
how,
intimate. He was like
that
I
was
don't
eating
the
know
her
how
only
they
neck and
reason
shit.
people
convinced
watched the
that,
movie.
dude. Yeah,
That
I
was the
don't know
only
how they
reason people
convinced
watched the
that.
movie.
Dude, can you stop saying it three times in a row?
Yeah, Ankit, yeah.
It's the
We
main
have to cut
seller,
out
straight up.
that dialogue three times now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, they probably paid her a lot to like, agree to it, but still, like, if I was like, if I saw that and I read that in the script, my first question would be, why is this there? Like, what reason does it prove for anything in the story? But anyways, like, the movie's a complete shit show. Um, if they just stuck to the fact that Ravi Teja was a bad guy and like an anti-hero, I think it would have been a lot better. There were still some missteps throughout the film, but if they didn't have that stupid ass ending and they stuck with the fact that he was just, that's just how he is. He's an anti-hero, he's a bad guy, that's his character. I would have had huge respect for like the director doing that. But obviously they don't have the balls to do that. So yeah, it's a fucking big one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about respect. That's a quite a bit to give him, but they
It's
did the same shit in Kaladi too, right? Like, oh, he's a bad guy, and at the end, actually,
yeah.
in Kaladi at least they were like, he
They
has
don't, they
gray.
don't show that like, oh, he's gonna do it for the people or like he's the
Yeah,
people's savior. They don't go that angle, at least.
he has a grayer character in Kaladi, but Yeah, dude. I mean, it's Barmarotta movie. Like, there's nothing more to say about it. Ravanastra is a disgusting piece of film. And cinema, like balloons pop and people just are mind controlled. Like no such thing exists where you can control their mind. Like in the beginning scene, that guy walks for how much ever fucking long and goes to a hotel and kills someone. And they're like, what are the logistics behind it? And those realistic masks and Sushant's overacting in the movie to top it off. Hats off. Bro. That guy
God,
sucks every time I see him.
God, dude, that guy
But
needs to either go to like severe acting classes or just retire. Yeah,
or nearest asylum, yeah, like one of the two. He's but yeah, I'll get to that later. I have Ravanasra up there too. But
Same.
Ankit, your turn. Fourth.
go to
So
fourth.
my number fourth, this might be a little polarizing because of some of the praise that it got. The cult classic of the year, Baby, is my number fourth. What can I say about the movie? It's just so stupid. I dislike he in the second half, like one of the like in the last 30, 40 minutes, like he set himself up like he was getting his girlfriend to go with to do something with somebody else, and he drove the auto there and he was singing songs while it was happening. And I was like, this is really what the filmmakers are doing with to us with the money that we're watching in the movie theater. So I
You have
thought
to, you have to feel the heart pain, man. You don't feel
no, no, no. I
emotional
felt the
heart.
pain. I didn't pay any money to watch it, but I really felt like I should have gotten a refund or something. Like that movie was so stupid, but one thing I would give it was that it kept me engaged. Like I was like not a second felt like it was like oh like it was boring or something, but even then like everything you were watching was so stupid that I was like I was taken out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't have Baby on my list, but I think it's like a very obviously a polarizing film, but yeah, like you were saying, like I was interested to watch where it was going the whole time. Like I was never like oh yeah, I know what's gonna happen now, or like I know what's gonna happen. It was very like um it kept me a little engaged and entertained. Like I'm not gonna lie. But so I didn't have that on my rod list. But after the movie was done, I did realize, wow, that was a pretty bad movie. But the whole process of watching it was like engaging. So I thought, okay, in my opinion, like that's not a rod for me.
yeah. I liked how engaging Baby was. Um, the characters are all written like a fucking third
Dude,
grader,
yeah,
and
terrible.
no one acts like Vaishnavi's character. I refuse to believe there are people out the world that are that stupid. The movie clearly
Or
just
maybe like we haven't seen that because I guess people in India are really connected to it. So maybe they have
but
had
dude, for the
experiences
wrong
like that.
reasons. You have guys in the theater being like, "We'll say like saying slurs when she shows up on screen."
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
wrong reasons, but kept me engaged, and it's more of a brain dead movie than a Rod movie because it did its job.
Yeah.
Cult classic. Yeah, fuck that scan. Hard to like. First, he needs to go. He needs to leave the industry.
He's never
Um,
leaving that after Baby made that much money.
Yeah.
for
And they're
my
preparing
number.
up for the same like duo or trio, right? Like the same director
They're
or
doing I heard like they have like five other like love stories or whatever that they want to make like some sort of cinematic universe of like love stories.
It's like this saying Anjane audience with a revenge.
yeah.
um, the number four is Amigos. We already talked about it. I mean, what a joke of a movie, man. Thriller, like my ass. You can tell what's gonna happen the second that website, all three of them meet up. CGI is terrible, graphics are terrible. Kalyan Ram tried doing Jay Lavakusa, but forgot he's not NTR. And he ended up doing just a spoof movie instead, just a piece of I couldn't even finish. I stopped. It's that bad of a rod. So yeah. But no point talking about it. We already talked about it, right? So,
Yeah. My number four was Scum though. We talked about it, so yeah, we're gonna have to like keep going on it. But yeah, like I said, like the only good thing that came out of this movie is the meme content,
yep.
which is why it's a four. Otherwise, it would have probably been number one.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, we can move on to three. Go ahead,
The
Ankit.
memes are so good though.
They're too
Buying
good.
But yeah,
extra.
what's your three? Yeah, Bane extra things and that.
The my number three is Amigos. So it's crazy that the third pick on my list is the triple action one. But yeah, that movie I don't have to say anything about that anymore. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
my number three is Ravanasra. What a piece of shit movie. Ravi Teja, you've released a movie called Rod, and it's still better than this. Ramarao on Duty is still better than this, and it like
I
he is
didn't watch
just
that one.
honest. Yeah, I watched 30 minutes and I couldn't even finish it. But it's better than Ravanasra, I guarantee you, because this is a terrible, terrible product. That shot of him comparing himself to Joker was the highlight on top. I was like, you'd have put the Joker, I'd have put the Nolan, like my ass, dude. You guys made one of the worst movies of all time. And it has Sushant in it. So minus 10 points for Sushant. Just being in the movie. Um, Such a rotten movie, especially when Jay Ram released at the very end. He's like, "What one short to it?" It's like, dude, oh my god, spare us this bullshit
Yeah, that's got to be one of the worst tropes
twists. Yeah,
in Telugu movie history, bro. Like that, the hero's doing this all for the village or all for the people. I hate that trope.
the
And Ravi Teja
climax.
is like the king of doing that trope.
Yeah.
This
He
dude does
wears
it,
that stupid bull costume in the climax, and I was like, hey,
Uh,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, Ravi Teja does that, and he did it in Kick 2. He did it in Eagle most recently. Tiger, I think, is the same concept. I haven't seen it, but it looks like it.
Yeah.
This movie, dude, all of his recent movies have been like that.
If I
But
finished
yeah,
Tiger, it would probably be on this list.
it would probably, yeah, mine would, it would definitely make this list too. My number three is okay. So this is number three for the top three. Imagine these as like Trishulam, like like Siva's like thing.
mhm.
So, with the number one being the middle rod. But like the number three I have is Adikesava. Dude, this movie, man, holy fuck, dude. I can't believe this was like to make a movie, you have to have a lot of people involved, right? You have like the guy writes a script, like producers look at it, the fucking like the director, like, obviously like comes up with it and like shows a lot of people and like gets thoughts, opinions. Um, they shoot it, and after they shoot it, they look at it again, like in the screen, like is the scene good or not? Should we move on? And then finally the editor looks at it, and this whole like process of like maybe like 50 people like have looked at it, probably more by the time the movie comes out. Not a single person stopped it. Not a single person said, wait, that scene sucks. Or like the editor said, wait, this whole movie sucks. Like while he was editing it. Dude, every single scene in this film is so fucking bad. The whole first half between what's his fucking name? Panja and Vaishnatej and Srilila, unbearable dynamic, dude. Unbearable. I mean, the dialogues were atrocious, and they had like a whole concept of like this guy Panja Vaishnavtej like going and like working with Sri Leela in her office. All those scenes were so fucking bad. Like there's just one scene of like this like beggar kid or something that like he just brings randomly into the office, and like Sri Leela's like, "Oh, who's this?" And like, dude, that whole scene, like I lost brain cells while watching it. And then the whole ending is like it suddenly just like shifts into like some sort of like a freaking like old Balia movie or something like that, like a like just like a cut up a like movie, right? Like this guy just goes extremely violent and starts like using random ass things to like kill people at the end. There's just no logic in the movie. Yeah, overall it's just so shit, dude.
Yeah. What was your other two?
Went on a
The
rant.
3-2-1 are tied.
You're 3-2-1 are tied?
No, no, I'm saying you're 3-2-1 or tied or what?
No, they're not tied. This is like so you could say three and two are probably tied, and
Oh,
then
okay,
number
okay.
one is the big rod in the middle.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, Adikesoa is my number two. Ante like piece of shit movie. And he puts a water spout through the villain at the end and Ratham Kartade. Like, and the part where Srilila comes into the building with orphans and starts dancing to tier one hero songs, such a disgusting sequence. I'm just like, Srilila also as a CEO employed not only Panja Sai Vaishnav stage but Nitin in the same year. So props to her for being the worst entrepreneur of the century. And such a stupid, outdated movie. And that funny came on a twist at the end when we find out his brother is the one that's Adi Keshav and not even him. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, wow, god twist. Like, what a Scorsese level twist. You really got us with that one. This director needs to, like, him and the Ramabanam director need to pack their bags up and move to a different fucking country where they haven't seen movies or they're blind. And they'll be like, they can be the Martin
They can be the
Scorsese of that industry.
Rajamoulis of that industry.
Yeah, Rajamouli of that industry.
I think
No
the director is the same guy that's in Mad. He's like the senior, super senior or whatever, like the
Oh,
bald
the
guy.
Rod guy?
No, no, not the Rod guy. The
Uh,
super senior guy that like runs like the co college students
oh,
organization.
yeah, the
Oh,
bald guy.
The
Yeah,
bald guy, yeah, yeah, yeah. The guy that like wanted the egg puff, like in that scene, right?
yeah.
Like, dude, he should stick to acting. Like, I thought he was actually like pretty like decent and mad. Like, he
Yeah,
suited his role and everything. I
no
don't
way,
know,
he'll. Yeah.
dude. I don't know what he said to convince the fucking producer, like Nagavamsi, but oh my God, dude, he really like ruined the film. It was really bad.
Yeah, you don't have to say much to convince Chimtu. Like he'll probably agree to anything. Uh, but yeah, awful movie. Awful movie. Yeah. So is
Ankit,
the
did you?
real question, that the real question is, why did you both decide to watch a Punjab Vaishnav Tej movie? That's
Dude,
Yeah,
that's the
what's her podcast name?
I'm
that's
pass.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm pass.
The average
Actually,
batch, and you expect us to.
I saw it with Nakul. We were literally just like sitting one day and at his house as usual, and nothing to do. And we are like scrolling through Netflix, and then I just played it, and I made him sit through it with me. He wanted to get up and leave many times, but I didn't let him.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't either. I was like, I'm start and that Malayalam actor, George, whatever, he's actually a great actor. And this
the
is how they use him.
villain guy.
Villain guy, yeah.
It
So
was
props to
also in
our industry,
Qatar,
man.
so
They take the best actors from other industries and give them a nice plate of shit to work with. I mean, I love Tollywood. Yeah.
All right, should we go to two, Ankit? You want to go to two?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so my number two and number one are already mentioned, so it's like I can say them both at the same time. So number two is Ravi Teja's Ravanasura. I think Ravi Teja has been having a contest with like he spent all 2000s, the 1990s, 2010s, bringing up some good movies and building up a legacy, and he's been spending the last couple of years destroying his own legacy. Like I think this is one of the worst movies that he's made. I haven't watched Tiger. I haven't watched Rod, Nail a Ticket, like some of those, but I feel like this has got to be up there when in terms of his filmography. And then number one is Skanda. I mean, the movie is, first of all, the movie was kind of confusing in the first half too, because they kept on pulling up plot points for no reason. That in a boy party movie, like, there's no reason for these plot points to exist, right? So, like, it just reached a weird conclusion in the second half, and then obviously the Moroccan Rampotaneni out of nowhere. I feel like this whole movie was just trash. So,
No, that was an amazing twist. The Ram showing up out of nowhere.
And him being the
Uh,
love interest also.
yeah, that is the movie. Yeah. Okay, you guys can do your two and one then. I'll just have my
Um,
number one saved.
yeah, I'll do my number two. My number two, we briefly mentioned it, but it was Bola Shankar. So yeah, again, I saw it on OTT and dude, yeah, it's a shit movie, man. I mean, one of the worst I've ever seen. Not even just one of the worst Chiranjeevi movies, but one of the worst movies that a TFI has ever produced. I think it would go on that list. Like if you were to make a top 10 list of the rods in TFI in like the last 20, 30 years, I think this movie has a spot on that list.
Hmm.
Every single scene is cringe as fuck. I think Maher has lost his mind completely. At least when he made Billa, like he had like one brain cell, but I think now it's like negative 10 brain cells that he has with this movie, making this movie. I don't know what he was thinking when he made it. I remember seeing like the promotions, they were saying like, yeah, you guys will see Boss back and like, his comic timing, everything. You'll see everything you expect from a Boss movie. I put all my effort into this. I spent like years on this script. He gave all this overaction, dude. I could write that script in like an hour. Like you give me an hour and say write a commercial movie, I could write that script. It probably would be better actually. I think us three, give us 10 minutes, we could write a better script than Bola Shankar.
Mhm.
Um, dude, one of the scenes that like comes to mind specifically is with what's that girl's name, dude? She's like an anchor, Sri something.
Srimuki.
Srimuki. Oh, dude,
Oh, the
they do
Kushi
the
scenes.
the Kushi scene remake.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
oh my God. I actually skipped that scene. Like I saw like about half of it and I couldn't watch it. I skipped it. It was just too like di borderline like disgusting like watching Chiranjeevi do that shit with like someone that's like 20, 25 years younger than him. Maybe like 30, I don't know. But yeah, it was really bad. I mean, the songs were like terrible, not even good songs, they're terrible songs. At least like you could say Walter had like okay music wise, they were okay like to listen to, but terrible songs. Tamana was unbearable in this movie. They were also giving overaction saying like she's some comedic timing in this film. She tries something new. Oh my goodness, dude. I couldn't the cringe is like it was this cringe max. Like you could not avoid the cringe in any scene in this film. The story is routine Rakta, fucking Chiranjeevi getting revenge again for someone killing Kirti Suresh. Same old shit. Kirti Suresh, that
She's
reminds me.
alive in the movie, right?
Yeah,
But
well,
killing her.
first of all, like they fucking ruin her, dude. I mean, she hasn't like you take a performer like that and you give her material like this is just like upsetting to watch. Like it's not even like cringy or anything. It's just upsetting because you know her potential, you know what she can do, and then you see her on screen like saying those dialogues, acting like in such a bullshit way because Maher told her to. Yeah, it's just like overall like it's like upsetting, honestly, that this type of a film like came out of the industry.
Did
Yeah.
you watch SVP by the way? Kirti Suresh was
I
in
would
that one too.
I would rather watch SVP like 10 times over watching this one more time, even
Yeah.
though
I
like
don't
I
know.
hate it.
I thought Bola was average. Kani like Acharya, I think is way worse. But I mean, they're all shit. It's Chiranjeevi, and although Kirti needs to stop because even before this, let's not act like she had a great run. She had like movies like Miss India or Sucky or some
Yeah,
Good Luck
but
Sucky or
those,
some
I
minor
guess
shit.
like Mid India, I haven't seen it, but at least from the concept of the trailer that I saw, it looked like it was trying to do something. Like it
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like there was like some content there.
yeah.
But seeing her in
No,
shit
no.
like this,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. She's just terrible. Like, unfortunately, like her choices and yeah, but it's not even her fault. It's
yeah.
Meher's fault for creating such a terrible movie. But yeah, but my first pick, Veer Simharati. There's nothing that makes a movie worse for me than by being just boring. That's my biggest thing. You can have stupid scenes, I'll laugh, make fun of it, illogical scenes, like cringe dialogue, but you cannot make a movie boring, and I hate Veer Simharati. Shruti Hassan's like she somehow sniffs cocaine from a distance and starts doing those dances. That scene is terrible. The scene where the whole concept, the scene where Death Star dies from a gunshot by Naveen Chandra from like 300 feet away. Rajiv Kankala dies. That is the this nail on the coffin. But they saw Rajiv, they're like, Rajiv, the chachpal yalaga. Naveen Chandra, you're a different Uru, just fire a bullet. How the fuck does it hit him? And then stuff like the villain wanting to kill Balia just so he can have a first night with his wife. Such a vulgar setup, right? Like the entire movie, this guy's just trying to go home and make love to his wife by killing Balia and Eng Balaya and Old Balaya again. I mean, come fucking on, man. There's a song called Jay Balaya again, as if the first time was so great. Like, fuck this movie. Fuck everything it stands for. Boring 3 hours piece of shit. Awful movie, and I will not watch Natural Born King 109. Fuck Bobby. Fuck NBK. Chandala movie. Like, I hate this movie, bro. I would watch Extraordinary Man 50 times. I'd watch Narrow over Heck than watch Balakrishna's movie ever again. I had to go on a tangent. I hate that.
You
Hey,
forgot the fact that
We saw Bhagwant.
Bhagwant
yeah,
is better. Bhagwant's so much
Oh,
better.
way
Yeah, I
better. Yeah.
forgot.
Not even comparable. It's like
Yeah,
it's definitely better.
Bhagwant isn't even good, but it's still better compared to such
Yeah.
low
I
tier
would
movie.
honestly I would label Bhagwant as like a good movie. Like I think in
Yeah,
my opinion, I think it's a good movie.
it's
But
above average. Yeah,
yeah, it's like above average. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, dude. I mean, I had Veer Samardi like on their list too, but it is shit. It's utter shit. I guess like it gave Balia fans what they wanted. You know, they just want to see him fucking Naruto like 15, 20 people, and for them it's a hit. So for that reason, like it made money. But I hope Balakrishna like he attempted something new with Bhagwant. Like it's different for him. He doesn't usually do that, obviously. And I hope he continues down that line because if he does, then he can really change like this like image that he created for himself in the past like 10 years of just making shitty routine like Rakta movies that all like take place in some Uru and like him killing like 20 people. Right. So I hope he progresses in that direction and not the VSR direction.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
But
screw all that.
my number one, the biggest rod of 2023, in my opinion, you guys haven't seen it, but it's Adipurush. I think
Yeah,
Adipurush, dude, straight up, I think Adipurush is a fucking scam. Like I don't believe that that movie was made to be a movie. I think it was definitely some sort of black market, like black money scheme or something was going on there. It's super sus that a fucking 500 crore budget film is that output. I mean, at least for 500 crores, you would expect like a Brahmastra level like visual effects or something, right? Like that movie wasn't even that didn't even have that high of a budget, but the visual effects looked great. Fucking like the movies that came out recently, Hanuman and everything, like even like Gami that we saw with some of the visual effects looked great on like a 10, 15 crore budget. So there's absolutely no reason to why the visuals were utter shit in Adipurush. And I saw this in theaters because like family wanted to go because like Ramayana, like that's the major reason why people even went because it's based on Ramayana and everything. But it in theaters it looked worse. Like maybe on TV it would look better because smaller screen and like it's all kind of crushed together. But on theaters, dude, it's really bad. Like it looked really, really bad. Graphics aside, story wise, they butchered the Ramayana. Like how the fuck do you mess up the Ramayana, dude? That story's been written and told for like centuries at this point, and I don't understand how you mess up a proven story. Like this should be like a piece of cake when it comes to like screenplay or anything, right? Everyone knows this story and everyone knows it's all about the presentation and they fucked the presentation up. Um, like there's this like scene towards the end where they attempt an Avengers level like scene where like Prabhas and like Hanuman and like a few other people like have that back-to-back shot and then the circle like goes around them like how in Avengers 1 like they do that. It looked absolutely atrocious. Everything about the film, like all the scenes are terrible. Prabhas looked cringy as fuck. I don't know who designed his costuming, who put his hairstyle like that, who gave him that wig. Uh, I could go on, dude. Like I could talk a whole episode about Adipursh and like how fucking bad it is. But yeah, that's why, like I said, this is the biggest fraud because every single scene is so bad. One positive, if you wanted to look for positives, the songs were like pretty good. So the music, not how the songs look, not the visuals, but the music was like pretty good. So I'll give them that. But other than that, dude, the movie was atrocious. Good thing you guys
Yeah,
avoided.
I didn't watch purely because I didn't want to see the Ramayana get just destroyed like that, and also I just the trailer juicing that I'm like, I'm not watching this. I'm not giving my money, my time to watch. I've seen all the other rods, but at least those rods didn't have potential. Like we knew they were shit from the get-go. Om Rao Tume Tanaji with a budget like 500 crores. We all thought was gonna be the movie that changed things around for Prabhas. We thought North would get shake, but we got shook instead. Manik Shake and Shared, but fuck Om Rao. If you give Vidyadhar like 500 crores for his next movie, I guarantee you he'll make like a like something that I don't know, like a Hollywood level spectacle, honestly. Just looking at what he did with like whatever Gami was, even though we didn't love the movie. Yeah, props to Omrao for ruining Prabhas even more. I didn't think it was possible, but yeah, fuck that movie. I didn't watch it, but I mean, I think everyone agrees with you. No one likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And the people that
speaking,
do like
yeah,
it are the ones that, like really love the Ramayana and say like, oh yeah, we liked at least seeing another version of the Ramayana. Like that's like the most positive thing I've heard about that
yeah.
movie.
Did you do your one, Keith?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
said
said
the
something.
my two and one was Ravanasra and Skanda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was our episode on Rod movies. Hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, we'll be making soon, so you guys can follow us and DM us our request, or if you want to collab. And thanks so much again for the support you guys have shown. Our subscribers on YouTube have increased like by 3 times, and listeners have increased a lot. So we'll continue to put out good content for you guys.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for that. If you do like us, like subscribe and like our videos. I know it's what every YouTuber says, but it really does help us. Like it motivates us to like do more also. But yeah, thank you guys for that support. Seeing the Gami numbers really was kind of like a positive thing for us. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, sure. All right,
Yeah,
we'll
I think
catch you guys on the next one.
all right.